with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good afternoon, I'm Elspeth Meisner. Thanks so much for joining us on your Erie News Now Weekend NOWCAST. The first annual Tunnel to Towers 5K debuted in Erie today. The event is named after Stephen Siller, a firefighter who ran from the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel to the Twin Towers on September 11th. He lost his life that day while trying to help others. Although it was virtual this year, people still came out to take part in this inaugural walk right here in Erie. Step by step, Stephen Pritz, a firefighter from Latrobe, walked to remember those who died on September 11th.
I was a young kid when this all happened, so I just figured, I'm here to do this for our fallen brothers and sisters and just keep on the tradition.
He made the decision at a young age to become a firefighter after his father was working on September 11th.
He was there at Ground Zero and also Flight 93, so just kind of following my dad's footsteps sort of thing.
And even though the event was virtual this year due to COVID-19, that still didn't stop people from coming out to Presque Isle and still walking or running the course. Alex Hansen, the event director, was stunned to see so many people still came out to walk or run the course despite it being virtual.
But I get choked up every time somebody is coming out here and wanting to help out and still want to walk the course.
Hansen says people came from all over to participate, from Erie to Pittsburgh, even Washington, D.C.
Everybody's just out here honoring the sacrifices of all of our military men and women and our first responders. And this year being the 20th anniversary of 9/11, it was the perfect year to start in Erie.
Pritz says he spent his walk in reflection for those heroes who lost their lives 20 years ago.
And I just can't imagine, being the guy that running from that tunnel all the way to the towers and not making it back full gear.
Elspeth Meisner, Erie News Now. Pretty amazing story there. Organizers tell us that for the first year they had about 30 people sign up. They hope to have more people sign up for next year's event, and they hope it can be in person as well. Turning now to news for tomorrow. If you're looking to get a job, you'll have a chance to do that tomorrow during a job fair in East Erie. The African American Concerned Clergy are teaming up with other local groups hosting the Erie Back to Work project. This citywide job fair will bring in employers from all around the region, offering jobs to those looking for work or hoping to change careers. Organizers say it's an important first step towards recovering from the pandemic.
We're trying to be proactive by helping individuals get back to work, get into the workforce, especially while employers are offering great pay rates at this time.
We know our employment numbers aren't terribly high, but we believe there's a lot of people still sitting on the sidelines for a variety of reasons. But the jobs now are much better for people. Employers have raised the salary somewhat, some of them quite extensively.
That job fair starts tomorrow. It runs from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Booker T. Washington Center on Holland Street. Well, state and municipal police are armed with the latest training and are armed in full force this weekend, keeping an eye out for drunk or impaired drivers. It's all part of a program they called Operation Nighthawk. The Blasco Library was the classroom this weekend for over 100 officers from State Police Troop E, neighboring troops, the municipal police force from Erie, Crawford, Warren, and Venango counties. District Attorney Jack Denary and State Senator Dan Laughlin were among the speakers. The officers got the latest information on the field and sobriety tests and the search and seizure case law before they made their way out to the streets looking for drug or alcohol impaired drivers. If you're looking to do some activities this Sunday afternoon, maybe a drive to Northeast is up on your radar. Today is the final day for the Northeast Wine Fest. The three-day event was held in Gibson Park, Northeast, in their downtown area. Organizers hope that by having it in downtown Northeast, they'll bring a lot of business to those local shops and restaurants there as well. There's also a lot to do at the festival, from that traditional wine tasting from 10 local wineries to live music and a 5K race. All the money raised this weekend goes directly to the Northeast Chamber of Commerce. It continues today until 4 p.m. Also wrapping up today is the Erie Blues and Jazz Festival. In its 28th year, the event is back at Frontier Park. Take a listen. After a virtual streamed event in 2020, the free multi-day celebration of music has returned. The festival is typically held at the end of August, and it draws in thousands of people to Frontier Park. The House of Rhythm was on stage when we stopped by yesterday afternoon. Even though it was raining for part of their set, the blues and jazz crowd stayed on and stayed focused in. That festival resumes today at 2 p.m., so still a few hours to get to it. And now turning to sports for today, a number of local games on our stations, but there was 12 hours of nonstop hockey action at Erie Bank Sports Park, and it all was for charity. The Shriners Children's Charity Cup returned this year. Our Isley Gooden was there. She has the story.
The Shriners Children's Charity Cup is back. After missing last year due to COVID-19, the 12-hour marathon fundraiser was a hit, with 8 games totaled throughout the day. The event had a celebrity game played by Erie News Now's and pro hockey players like Bill Bork, Jake Heller, and Scott Johnston.
I mean, when you see what Shriners does, and you see the smiles on these kids, and you see the impact that Shriners has on the kids in the community, and really the kids from all over that come to Erie for the Shriners, this is something that's a no-brainer to come and help out as much as we can.
Shriners Children's Hospital organized the 3rd annual fundraiser despite missing last year.
Everyone I talked to was so elated that we were able to be back in person playing our annual charity cup and playing hockey for a great cause.
The Charity Cup has already helped them raise about $43,000, and they're hoping to hit their goal of $50,000 by the end of all the games.
Every dollar goes towards helping the kids. Here, local in Erie, Shriners Hospitals for Children in Erie serves over 10,000 kids each year, regardless of their family's ability to pay. So it's a great cause. All the money goes to helping the kids.
It's always nice to see our favorite players back on the ice, who are happy to help such a good cause.
But once you see like the second period kicking, you're like, okay, now I remember how this is supposed to feel in my legs and my lungs, and I'm not in as good a shape as I thought I was in, right?
Absolutely. And we seem to get older, and everyone seems to get younger.
Looks like a lot of fun for a great cause there. Shriners Children's Charity Cup is already planning for next year's event, and Erie News Now was a proud sponsor of last night's festivities. Thanks so much for joining us for the Erie News Now Weekend Nowcast. Be sure to tune in to Erie News Now at 6 o'clock for all the latest news, weather, and sports. Have a great Sunday.